All right, we're moving on to page 2 now. We're going to multiply these rational expressions, and this asterisk is a multiply symbol from your keyboard. So when you multiply rational expressions, you need to factor them and then reduce before you multiply. I'm going to zoom this so we have plenty of room for our factoring here. All right, x squared minus 4 is the difference of squares. So it's x plus 2, x minus 2. In this denominator, there's a GCF of 2x, so we're going to factor that 2x out, and that leaves us with x squared plus 2x minus 3, which is a trinomial that can factor again. So I'm going to factor it again underneath here as x plus 3, x minus 1. And again, like I said before, if you don't, now this is gone, if you don't remember how to do this factoring, you need to go back and review the factoring videos, because we're not teaching factoring in this video. All right, over here, this is a monomial, so to factor it, you're just going to pull apart all those factors. So 4 is 2 times 2, and x squared is x times x. And the denominator here is already prime, so it's not going to factor. It's going to be x plus 2, but I'm going to use parentheses around it so that we remember that it's a binomial and it has to all go together. So here's the multiplication again. All right, we're going to factor this. 3x plus 9 has a GCF of 3. That leaves us with x plus 3. And the denominator, x minus 2, is another prime binomial. So there's all our factoring laid out. Now, this is a plus sign, not a 12 there. All right, what cancels? We can cancel this x plus 2 with this one. X minus 2's cancel. X plus 3's cancel. A 2 cancels with this 2, and an x cancels with that x. So it looks like across the numerator, we have a 2 and an x and a 3 left. And across the denominator, we only have an x minus 1 left. So if we zoom out, we can write that over here to the side. So across the numerator, 2 times x times 3 makes 6x. And across the denominator, x minus 1. And you could leave off the parentheses at this point if you wanted to. But please remember that this x and this x do not cancel. That's why the parentheses are kind of helpful for you to remember that this has to stick together. It can only cancel with another binomial. So let's try number 9. Same type of thing. There's different kinds of factoring going on here. We have a trinomial here, and some GCFs over here. So the factors up here in the numerator will be k plus 6, k minus 2. And in the denominator, k plus 6, k plus 2. And that will be times, there's a GCF here of 2 times k. All right, I don't like that. All right, 2, and again, I didn't do it right, times k plus 2. In the denominator, a GCF of 2 times 6 minus k. So what can we cancel? K plus 2's will definitely cancel just like that. And k plus 6's will cancel. That leaves, oh, and the 2's will also cancel. That leaves us with k minus 2 in the numerator over 6 minus k in the denominator. All right, number 10, more multiply. Let's see what we have here. We have a cubes up here in the numerator, difference of squares, and these are both prime, so nothing's going to factor over here. So let's talk about these cubes first. Remember, with these cubes, we assign A and B, and then we use those formulas. So A will be the cubed root of x here, which is x. B will be the cubed root of 64, which is 4. So we're going to end up with A minus B, x minus 4, A squared plus AB plus B squared. And then the denominator is the difference of squares. So x plus 4, x minus 4. And of course, like we said before over here, these aren't going to cancel. They're prime. So x plus 4 over 5. Now we can cancel. X plus 4, x plus 4, x minus 4, x minus 4. So we're left with this trinomial in the numerator, x squared plus 4x plus 16 over 5 in the denominator. All right, number 11 is sum divide, and the only difference between multiply and divide is that you just have to remember that you're going to flip this second fraction, but I always do that when I'm doing the factoring. So there's a GCF here of 2, so 2 times 6 minus x. The denominator here is prime, so it's just x plus 6. Changing divide to multiply, and then I'm going to write these factors in the denominator, so 2 times x, because it's a monomial, just tear it apart, and these factors in the numerator. There's a GCF here of 2, so we have x squared minus 36. Oh, and that's the difference of squares. So really, we need to write this as, let's see, x plus 6, x minus 6, instead of x squared minus 36. And then we can cancel. This 2 cancels with this 2. X plus 6 cancels with x plus 6. Can we cancel x minus 6? Doesn't look like it. So it looks like in the numerator, we're going to have 2, 6 minus x, x minus 6 over x. It looks like to me that this answer is not the same answer that's in your answer key, but this is the correct answer. So there's a mistake in your answer key. All right, let's look at number 12, another divide. So remember, the only thing different between multiply and divide is that you have to flip these factors. So we're going to factor here first. There's a GCF of 2, so 2 times 9 minus x, and the denominator has a GCF of 7x. So 7x times x minus 11. Change to multiply. I'm going to write the denominator, factors of the denominator in the numerator. So it's just 7 times x. And factors of the numerator down here in the denominator. So there's a GCF of 2. And we have x squared minus 81, which again is the difference of squares. So we're going to factor that to be x plus 9, x minus 9. Now that we have all our factors, we can cancel. So 7 cancels with 7, x cancels with x, 2 cancels with 2, 9 minus x cancels with x minus 9, but don't forget, because they're opposites, you need to put the negative 1 up there in the numerator. And it looks like that is all the factors canceling. So what do we have left in the numerator? -1 over x minus 11, x plus 9. And that's the correct answer there. All right, we're going to move on to number 13, which is add. Where is number 13? It's not here.